Yeah, that with so little people, with so few jobs available, yeah, illegal immigration's a problem. You want to know why? Because those people can't get on food stamps. They've got to work. So guess what? They're going to get hired before an American because they'll work for less. So not only do Americans have jobs taken away from them, then they get wages driven down. Never mind the fact that illegal immigrants can cross the border, and that's a problem also. But then of course Hillary's praising the president's policies. Hillary will double down on stupidity in the president's policies here. It's unbelievable to me. So the president lies again because, well, that's what this president does regularly. I'm going to get to this later in the program. I bet you didn't know the American thinker, raw story, I'm putting two stories together here. I bet you didn't know that the Clintons, as they attacked Donald Trump University, and we've learned a few things about this in the last 24 hours. Number one, we learned that the judge involved in the case, it turns out he is the presiding judge is over the Trump University case, is a member of La Raza. You know, La Raza meaning the race lawyers group. Ooh, maybe he has a conflict of interest here. Maybe he should have recused himself. Maybe that's why it's being shed in the worst light. Then we found out, and our friend Jeff Lord broke this story over at the American Spectator, that the Robbins-Geller law firm that appointed by Judge Gonzalo Carrillo to represent the plaintiff in the Trump University lawsuit has another connection to Hillary beyond the $2,700 campaign contribution from the firm chairman, Darren Robbins. Anyway, it turns out that Robbins-Geller paid the Clintons nearly $500,000 in less than a year. And what for? Speeches, of course. So during, I guess, the Obama years have been good for those rich people called the Clintons. Just in case you're interested in some facts. Anyway, I'm going to get into this. Wait till you hear how much Bill Clinton made and how corrupt this whole laureate educational system is. And it's fascinating to watch everything boomerang back against the Clintons. I mean, Hillary used the State Department even to boost Bill's for-profit college scam, and some of the students at this college speak out as well. Except you don't know it because the same New York Times that tried to portray Donald Trump as a misogynist, and that backfired. The same Katie Couric that inserted 8 seconds in a piece, the same Telemundo, they're not going to do it. It's amazing to read, today in USA Today, they're so angry at the treatment. Trump's alarming view of the press mustn't be tolerated is a headline in USA Today today. I'm cheering that the press is being exposed as a bunch of biased, phony, corrupt, morally bankrupt industry that I work in. The only difference between me and them, I'm honest. I'm telling you, I'm a conservative. I don't hide it. Now, something very strange is going on. I want to spend some time on this today in the Democratic Party that I think is very important that you better pay attention to. And it's real simple. The closer that Hillary Clinton gets to securing the nomination, think about this, the weaker she's becoming. I've got a story here today, ABC News expert, a guy is out there predicting a Sanders upset in California. It's now a 2-point race in California. And even Doug Schoen said if Sanders wins California, who would have thunk it? 17 Republicans, they resolved this how long ago? And yet the Democratic Party, she can't beat a 74-year-old bitter, angry curmudgeon socialist from Vermont. She's getting weaker every day. And the main reason for this is, all the scandal, all the corruption, all the dishonesty. I mean, for example, she's an ethical wreck and an ethical mess, and it becomes more clear and more obvious every day. Look, for example, you have this former information technology advisor. I kept telling you to pay attention to the name Brian Pagliano. And I'm telling you, remember, that guy Hannity, that dope on the radio said it. Remember, he exercises his Fifth Amendment. Again, he had done it once, then he got immunity, and now he's doing it again because he wants to prevent any video recording from being made at the session. Probably doesn't want retribution from the Clintons. Doesn't want any evidence of it. Now, Pagliano, won't answer questions he's asked by Judicial Watch, the same people that deposed Cheryl Mills and Uma Abedin and maybe soon even Hillary herself. But anyway, as they pursue their Freedom of Information Act lawsuit related to the Clinton private email server, they're going to take Pagliano's deposition on Monday. Pagliano previously pled the Fifth, and he was called to appear before a closed session of the House Benghazi Committee. He reportedly spoke with FBI investigators looking into the Clinton email setup after receiving immunity from the government, and that means he's a cooperating witness. That means he's got something our government wants in its investigation of Hillary Clinton. Pay attention to Brian Pagliano. He has provided information that will allow investigators probably to knit together the emails with other evidence, including images of Clinton on the road as Secretary of State, and how she has put at risk operatives in the field, national security, and a bunch of other things. Now, you have Cheryl Mills this week, State Department, you have Judicial Watch. They tangled last Friday as Mills testified in this deposition in a lawsuit related to Clinton's use of a private email server during her tenure as Secretary of State. And the strategy of Mills and her lawyers was to constantly and repeatedly and obsessively register objections to any line of inquiry. And the explanation's obvious. Cheryl Mills is exceedingly close, like Uma Abedin, to Mrs. Clinton. They've been lawyered up, and they have a huge amount of incriminating evidence against her, and she's going to fight every effort to elicit that information. Now, Catherine Herridge has done a great job over at the Fox News Channel, and they've got literally 4 lawyers, 7 total, 4 representing the Justice Department and State Departments, along with Cheryl Mills' personal attorneys. 7 attorneys in there. They objected to more than 200 times during a 5-hour deposition, effectively blocking Cheryl Mills' responses to questions about Brian Pagliano's role in all of this. What does she have to hide? What's Brian Pagliano know that they don't want you to know? But of course, Hillary claims she's being so transparent, just like Obama. All right, we'll get into more of this and what a mess this whole thing is. We've got that coming up in the course of the program. You're going to hear a story today. We're putting it together, thanks to others, Raw Story and American Thinker, about,